Welcome to the Myrtle Beach Premier League, brought to you by Tungsten TV. I'm Richard Barrington-Hill.
And I'm Bud Grazioli.
This week's game is sponsored by dartbrokers.com. For all your darting supply needs, the bull stops here.
And also the Island Bar and Grill of Surfside Beach, the official after party of the Myrtle Beach Premier League. Today's match is Tom Bunnenberg versus Joe or Gio Giordano.
Well, this is a game that the whole darting community has been looking forward to. Last season, Gio went 7 games, 7 wins, and Tom went 7 games, 7 wins, although in one league below.
Well, it's worth noting, if you include this season's stats, they're both currently riding an 11-game winning streak.
And I don't think it's disrespectful to the other members of the Premier League to say that today's game will probably decide the fate of the Premier League's winner.
It's a safe bet to say that. I wouldn't discount somebody else trying to sneak up into the conversation, but at the end of the day, this is definitely the match of the Premier League between the two heavy hitters. The results of this match could affect the possibility of one of the other players sneaking in and possibly inserting themselves into the conversation. We'll just have to see how this match plays out.
Well, personally, I'm on Team Tom tonight. I've watched him play. He is the destroyer of men, the smiling assassin, and I rate him very highly. This is a true test.
Well, you know, I'm going to go with my fellow countryman. I am going to pull for the Italian scallion, also known as Gio Giordano. I want to throw my hat in with him, and let's see how he does.
Well, I think tonight the darts will speak for themselves, so we don't have to. Shall we get into it?
I'm looking forward to this match. It promises to be awesome.
Okay, while you're joining us in the first leg, as a special treat, we're not going to cut any legs at all tonight. You're going to see the full game. And it looks like Tom, the smiling assassin, has the throw. And as you can see, he's smiling.
And his first shot right out of the gate is a 95. Let's see what Gio can answer with. He's got his cigarette already lit and ready to go.
That helps with his balance, he says.
I believe it. And he only answered with a 41, but it's still early. You can see in the background this game has attracted quite an audience. I think they're all looking forward to a good game as well.
Yeah, the camera view doesn't do it justice. There's a good 30 people watching left and right to them as well. So
at least 30 people.
And the darts are flying. Let's see if one of them can start firing into that ton. That's what we want.
Well, they're definitely a little bit rusty for the first game. Neither one of them has hit a particularly impressive shot. And let's see if they can settle in and start making the magic happen. And Tom's got a 60 on the board, so definitely no magic yet. You expect so much more from these two.
Like that. That's a great first dart. That's a great second dart.
Not a terrible third dart either. Beautiful 140. I think Gio must have heard me talking. And he responded.
I think he got a little bit excited on that third dart, just a little bit more zip, a little bit more arm, and as he responded with a ton.
Looks like a solid 100. It is. Gio steps up to the line to see what he can follow his ton 40 with.
Well, the first dart looks like a 1, and that's a great cover shot.
Yeah, he had that triple 20 pretty well blocked, but he dropped down to the triple 19 and saved that shot and put a good score on the board.
Well, that's a slack dart. That's not something we expect to see at this level.
But he recovered nicely. He corrected a little bit on the second dart, and then the third dart was right in the numbers with that triple 20. He set himself up on a 139 out, so he'll get the first look. And with two shooters of this caliber, you can't discount any out.
That was a good dart from Gio going down to the 19. It's left him a rounder number. It'll be interesting to see how he fares at it.
All right, Tom's got 80 scored. He should have gone to 19, and he does 99 to leave him 40. And Gio's probably going to go right to the 20. He didn't get it. Now he needs a triple 19. He's got 93 left.
Only a single, so set it up for next time.
He's got 74 on the board. Maybe 14, maybe 18. And he went for the 14 and hit the triple 14, so he's got 32 left. That was a beautiful third dart to leave himself on a good out.
But it might not mean anything if Tom can hit this double top.
The first dart was a good marker dart. Second's a little high. Let's see if he can bank it in there.
And that looks into me.
And it is in. It's a beautiful shot. Good dart. The audience is duly appreciated.
Yeah, we've got. I can see a little bit of nerves, but not much.
I get a feeling they're going to go away very quickly.
Yeah.
Gio's got to throw this leg, and he starts with just a 60. This is going to give Tom a real good opportunity to get the jump on this leg if he wants to think about stealing it.
That's a great first start. Absolutely. Plumb in the centre.
It looks like he's got a solid ton.
Waiting. There it is.
And there it is. A solid 100. And Gio's going to answer with the first dart triple, second triple. Let's see. Oh, wow.
That is so unlucky.
It was a bad deflection. He was right on it. But nothing wrong with the 123. It was a good dart. It was a good shot all the way around.
And there's another slip from Tom. Ooh.
Oh, wow. The 26 is that's not what he was looking for. There's no doubt. And Gio's got a good chance to make him pay for that bad shot.
Yeah, Richard special there from Tom.
And Gio just gives him a 60 to throw at. A little bit of a break, in my opinion. And Tom can thank his lucky stars. Now he needs to do something with that opportunity.
It's a great first start for stacking, but it looks like he's gone under it. And he's gone around it.
Yeah, it looks like that third dart was in the 555.
Gio got off there.
And he's come back with another ton. He's really put the pressure on Tom now. Gio's going to be sitting on a 158 out, and Tom's 170 points behind that.
And that's not going to help his cause.
And definitely not two of them. Good save on the third dart, though. He did get that third dart in the 20 to salvage that shot.
Yeah, but he's a solid 100 and some behind now. It's a great dart off Gio. And
oh, wow. He had a shot at it. He hit the first two 20s and went to the double 19 for the win.
he is fired up.
He's definitely settled in after that first game. I think he was a little upset about that first game. But I think Gio's going to have a good, clean shot at a 19. In fact, he's going to have several shots at a 19, looks like.
Looks like Tom's giving up on this leg. He'll just wait for the next one to come around.
Could very well be. 388, and that's what it looks like he's going at. And there it is. A beautiful, beautiful way to take that 19 out.
Yeah, fantastic finishing.
Absolutely amazing how quickly these games are playing as well.
And look at that big grin. He loves it. He loves it.
And he's got his gum.
And he's straight into that one again. And that's a great fix.
And he hit the one with the first start, but he's become very good at adjusting. The second one was a 20.
Yeah, from the early look I'm seeing is Gio appears to be more accurate around the 20 mark. Yet Tom's still right there. It's high, so he's going to have to bring it down, and he's slipped again.
Not as accurate as he would like, I think. Gio is certainly hitting more consistently the 20 wedge. I don't think I've seen Gio hit more than 2 or 3 darts outside the 20. Or the 19 in this case. Just a 60 though, he's not on that triple as much as he would like to be.
Now we had to say that Tom slipped into the 5 and the 1. Gio doesn't have the lead you'd expect. There's 2 beautiful triples just in the wrong part.
You know, it's 50 the hard way. You know, take some comfort in a 555 because at least you know you're getting there. It's certainly better than a fat 1.
And that's what Gio needs to be doing.
That's exactly right. A good ton to put a little bit of pressure on Tom.
Not only that, he's got to punish the mistakes. He's got to make Tom think when he slips into the 5 and the 1, I know that he's going to come up and hit a ton. And that's how you start shaking someone.
And Tom only answered with a 26, so Gio's got another opportunity here to really punish him for a bad shot.
And you say that, but look at the scores.
I can't help but to wonder: are they nervous? I mean, this is a high pressure game. We know what's on stake. You know what's on the line for this match.
Probably the league.
Probably the league.
There's no one in that Premier League I would write out, but odds are it's a great dart again.
Another shot.
Did he fill it?
I don't look at scoreboard. No, he didn't. It was just a 1-4. It's just, if I count correctly, that's Gio's third look at a 180, and you know you gotta love his chances if he's hitting the 20s that strongly this early in the match. You've got to love his chances. this early on. All right, 82 left. He went for the bull. He's looking for the 17, I'll bet. Double top for the game.
That's a
What
beautiful
a
out.
shot. Unbelievable.
I did notice after Gio hit the 140, that's the first break of the game, Tom slowed his throw down and he hit an absolutely rock solid ton. So maybe that's what Tom has to do.
Well, he certainly needs to gather his thoughts and get his darts back under control. I think...
I don't have a shot by Gio is perfect.
Yeah. I don't think it's fair to say that Tom's not taking this game seriously, but I think it's fair to say that Gio is taking this game very seriously. Almost, I want to say Gio, I think, might be taking this game personally. I think he's here to prove a point.
Yeah, he's focused, and we know what a great shot he is, and we know what a great darter he is. And look at this. He's dangerous. That's what he is. He's dangerous. But look at Tom's still got a smile on his face. He's not phased at all. I think a lot of players would fold under this barrage of tons, but Tom's just going to keep on keeping on.
Well, that's the thing that I think makes Tom dangerous, is because you just don't know. You look at him, you look at his, he's chewing his gum and he's smiling and he's just got this aw shucks attitude, and aw shucks, he's going to hit a ton 80 and take a 170 out on you, and you won't even know what hits you, and you'll be 3 games down. He's so laid back and so casual, and just it's almost like he's reaching out into the board and placing those tons in the board just like that.
And again, we're praising how well Gio's scoring, but you look at the scoreboard. He's not getting any breathing room. He's like a boxer landing heavy blows, and there's someone standing in front of him smiling.
There is someone standing in front of him smiling.
It's got to be disheartening when you're throwing as many tons and ton 40s and you've got no breathing space. I mean, what's he got? 8 points?
He's got 8 points on this game. He slipped into the 1, so he went downstairs and put a third dart in the triple to give himself a good recovery after that first dart.
And a very doable out for these two, and that's a great first dart. What's he going to follow it with? He's just going to get the ton? Yeah.
Hey, nice 100 to set himself up. A 111 is a doable out. Puts a little bit of pressure on Gio. Gio's going to have to make a good shot here. And 3 and a 5, definitely not in the same conversation as good shot. The 18 with a third dart, but he's still got a long way to go.
Which gives Tom a little look here, although that's not... you can see he's not happy with that whatsoever.
Yeah, and unfortunately it leaves him on a bogey too. He can't take a 1-6 out with 2 darts, so he's going to have to set himself up and give Gio a dart at a 2 dart out.
And Gio's very capable of taking out this 102 darts.
The only thing I'm interested to see is if he goes to the 20, and he did. Or as we saw in a previous match when he threw at the 17, and I wonder if the circumstances and the competition dictated that particular shot. Gio likes going triple 17, single 17 when he has 100 left to set himself up on 32.
He didn't want that. He absolutely did not want that.
And for the bull, double bull's the game if he can get it. Just outside the wire. That was a good look at it, but a tough dart. He didn't quite get it there. And Gio's going to be sitting on his 56.
Tops he needs. It's taking a second. I don't think he needed to take a second. The first start was so good. I don't think he needed to adjust and move. He stepped back, stepped forward, took a little side step. I think he overthought that one. And let's hope it doesn't punish him.
Wow, right on the wire. And just a bit outside on that third dart. Gio's going to get another shot at this 40. I think he probably didn't expect a shot at this. Let's see if he can take advantage. There's 20. And he does not. He puts it outside the wire on the second and third dart.
They are human.
Wow. And Tom's going to get a free look at a 16 out. And I don't expect Tom to miss this shot.
No, I didn't expect him to miss the last one, to be honest.
Hey,
That's
loopy. Not very close, unfortunately. But the third dart, he recovered it. So he gets a loopy, a bad miss, and the leg, and he has broken back against Gio.
Gio's going to be kicking himself. There is no way that Tom should have won that leg.
No, you're absolutely. But truth be told, there's probably no reason why Tom should have lost that leg, because this is an incredible game. I mean, it's nice to see that they're human, but at the same time, it's nice to see some fantastic darts.
And this is the thing I've noticed about Tom. Look at that. When he misses, he fixes it so well. The micro adjustments are so difficult to do. I mean, myself personally, if I slip into the 1 and I adjust, I often slip into the 5. So I over adjust. There's a lot to say for that. And as I'm talking, Gio's hit a ton in response.
Well, Tom opened with a 123, which was a beautiful shot. Gio gave him a ton back. And Tom answers with a 22. That's not going to sit well with him.
That's me praising his adjustments. Sorry, Tom.
Gio's got his own adjustment, and it's another ton. Gio is a ton hitting machine. There is absolutely no doubt about that. His average last season was slightly more than 1 ton per leg, which, if you think about it, is a lot of tons.
But last season, Tom was pretty much on 1.5 tons per leg.
That's a lot of tons too.
So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's always a question of different levels of opposition, but there's no doubt they can score, although neither of them can hold a torch to Rick Madden, the ton machine.
Yeah, Rick Madden is absolutely the ton machine, and if he can ever get his doubles situated, because I know he'll be the first to tell you that those are his weak point. If he can ever get his doubles situated, I think a match between him and Gio, him and Tom could be well on par in competition level to this match right here that we're watching. Rick Madden has all the tools, to be in this conversation, and I look forward to doing a match with him.
Yeah, and that was another ton off Gio. Yeah, Rick Madden's fantastic. If Glenn can get the form he had in the first season back, Tracy only needs to up his game a touch. That's very unlucky.
Wow, bad luck on that bounce out. And he goes right back at it and gets the second one. It was a beautiful shot, but that bounce out's going to leave a little bit of a mark, I think, for him.
All right, Tom's turn with it.
Tom's got a 160. Let's see what he can do with it.
Well, as we were saying, we've got a hell of a Premier League.
On any given Saturday, any one of these guys can run away with it. There's no doubt. They've all got the skill level.
Yeah, and then you've got Tom McLean, Tommy the Hammer Hepburn. We've got a lot of great darters in this area.
Tops for the game? Oh wow, just a bit high. Looked like he rushed that third dart just a little bit. Maybe one of those situations where he might have wanted to stop and take a quick breather, because he seemed to go that third dart fairly quickly.
I mean, personally, I'm a fan of a double top on an 80, but I know not everyone likes that.
59, so Gio's going to get another look at a 40. The last time he had a shot at a 40, he left himself bad. And this time he doesn't. He took it out, 2 darts. Beautiful shot by Gio to take 3 legs to 2 lead.
And it's another break of throw. Gio
it is another break of throw.
And looks like Tom's feeling the heat. But we always talk about the pressure of the camera. Now, Gio in particular is not pressured by the camera, believe you me. But tonight you've got the pressure of a decent sized crowd, and that they were making a lot of noise.
They certainly were. They were maybe not to the level of British fans, but certainly they were very vocal in their support of one or the other.
That's why it's going to be such a great game that we're watching. The crowd will make you, or the crowd will bury you. And there's
another ton for Gio.
I mean, how are they looking for tons this season?
Right now, Gio is sitting on 56 tons for the season, and I think Tom has 49. That obviously doesn't include the 20 or 30 of them that the two are going to rack up in this game. But that's over 100 tons between the two in the span of a 6-week season. And as I say that, they just keep piling them on.
That was back-to-back tons again. They're just phenomenal.
They've hit more tons in this game than I hit all last season.
They hit more tons in this game than I hit ever. And again, look at the score. There's nothing between them. Although it would appear from the outside that Gio's throwing the better darts.
Well, it certainly is easy to say. I've seen more ton 40s come out of Gio, more shots at the 180, and he's had more looks, I think, at big darts But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. It's the double. I'll take 60 all day long if you give me the double when it comes time to hit it. You can have all the 1080s you want.
Yeah, and then obviously on the off shots, Tom's scoring has to be higher when he's not hitting the big numbers because he's there. It's the only way he can be there.
Well, I mean, let's not forget they're both having off shots as evidence right now. And Gio had that foul shot earlier. He's straight into a couple of 5s and 1s, not nearly as many you would think, because I think they're offset by the ton 40s and the triple 20s that Gio's hitting in great numbers.
Yeah, Gio went for a cheeky bullseye there, and we ended up hitting the green bit.
But he's got 126 left, so I'll be looking at that 19 again. He got the first one back to the triple, and just a bit high.
38 scored. He's going to have to set it up.
Yeah, he's got 88 left. I expect he'll probably throw at the triple 16. That's exactly what he threw at now. He should have 72 left. Tom's on a 131, and I can only imagine he'd be throwing at the triple 20. And he did just a single, so Gio's going to have a shot at that 72 out. Tom can...
So triple 17, 20?
Well, considering that adds up to a lot less than...
It wouldn't have ended it, but it would have left him with a 40.
All right. Gio went for the triple 12, it looks like, and he just didn't get anywhere close. And got 63 left now, so he went back at the triple 9, and I have no idea why. I wonder if he went back at the double 9 to try and set it up. I'm not sure.
Certainly might have done. Yeah. I think Tom sitting on a 48 maybe added that little bit of pressure.
Could be.
Because he knows that odds are this is going. And there's the first line. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
And there's the second dart,
which is also perfect.
Pretty darn good in my book. And Tom has broken back once again. So they're level pegging, but they've taken turns breaking each other's throw twice in a row now.
Now, from watching Gio in the past, breaking Gio is a tough thing to do. I remember when he played Glenn, and Glenn just couldn't break him. He could hold his leg, but he could not break him. They're breaking each other back to back.
Well, that's true. And Gio, you give him the first shot, he's going to put a big score on the board most of the time and put you in a hole in a hurry. And I think he relies on that psychological impact. I think he really thrives on making you step up to the line 100 in the hole. And he's got another ton on the board.
Exactly like you said.
He is a ton hitting machine, there is no doubt.
And only 41 from Tom, so Gio's got a good opportunity here. You need to take advantage of it because he's let a few of these slide and he's not letting this one slide at all, is he?
No, he's not, and there's another ton.
He's hitting so many back-to-back tons.
At the rate that Gio's hitting that triple 20, Tom's going to really have to tighten up and hit some of his own, and there's one.
And Joe's going to have to go there and rotate the board.
Yeah, that triple 20 is going to be wore out before this match is over. I don't doubt that for 1 minute.
Is that 3 tons in a row now?
I think it was. It won't be 4, unfortunately. Just a 55, but it was that close to being 4 in a row.
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Gio went up there and hit back-to-back tons, and he's 30 points ahead. That's it.
Well, and here's why. There's a ton 40 from Tom.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Now he's going to have a good look at an out, and let's see if Gio can give him an answer.
There's plenty of room there.
Oh, he just below the wire. Got a little bit of bad luck from the deflection, but he answered his ton 40 with a ton 40. I mean, this is truly a heavyweight, bout.
And we're not talking waistlines.
No, we're not.
Though, yes. Tom, trying to set this up now?
It looks like he's got an 81, so he's got himself a pretty nice 56. Gio's got 125. He went for the bull and hit a double. That leaves him 75, and he went right back at the bull. And unfortunately, hit a 2, so he's got 73 left.
I would have quite liked to have seen that.
That would have been a beautiful out. There's
red
no
bit,
doubt.
green bit, red bit.
And he's got a 54 left now, and Tom's sitting on a 56. Let's see if Tom can break back yet again. There's a 16.
Ooh, is that a double
just outside the 20. It is a double 5, so he's got 30 left. And there it is. That's Wow, that's just amazing.
Exhibition darts.
It's so easy to get frustrated when you hit the wrong double. To regroup, gather yourself, and then throw back at another double, an unconventional double, no less. I mean, how many people practice double 15? Not many. So, for Tom to gather it up and throw that third dart double 15, knowing Gio was sitting on an out, it was a clutch shot. It was a great dart.
Yeah, and Gio started with a ton. Again.
Tom answered him with an 83. There's nothing wrong with that. And Gio, yet another look at a ton 80, maybe? Looked like it. 2 in the triple 20. The third dart was just below the wire. That's at least 5 or maybe even 6 looks that Gio's had at that 180 and just can't get that third one in there.
It's just ridiculous scoring. This is high standard. This isn't the best of this area. This is the best of this state. I'm telling you.
There's no doubt. This is some of the best darts I've ever seen. And Gio hit yet another ton 40.
What can you do against that? Ton 40, ton 40.
Well,
But
Tom's showing you what you can do with that. He went right back at it, and using only 2 darts, he hit a 65. But you know what? Under the circumstances, the fact that he's only 130 down. Oh wow, that was almost a beautiful shot. He had 36 left with the third dart and just outside the line.
That would have been a 12 dart out.
That would have been a beautiful game. It was a beautiful game anyway. It still is a beautiful game.
Yeah, we're talking top level darts here. Top level. Let's hope he doesn't mess this up because he doesn't deserve to. He deserves to get this nice and quick.
First dart, 13 dart game. I mean, wow.
Just phenomenal. And that lets him tie.
And that's exactly right. And with that beautiful game, he ties.
So 4p, you could argue we're halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way. Who knows? But it's been non-stop.
I don't have the words to describe. It's watching, two heavyweight fighters just trading punches, and neither one of them is reacting. It's like, here, give me your best shot. Okay, now I'll give you my best shot. Okay, now you give me your best shot. They just don't seem to be fazed by each other's darts.
It's going to be interesting to see how Tom reacts this leg after a drubbing in the last leg.
Yeah, and the 26 isn't going to sit well with him, I'm sure. Let's see what Gio can do to punish him. First dart's punishing. Second dart's punishing.
Oh.
And yet again, another look at the ton 80, and he just can't make that third dart count for him, and he's only going to have to settle for a 140.
I'll be honest with you right now, I have no idea how this is a tie. Gio is on fire. But this is how.
Tom is very quietly giving him quality answers. Gio's hitting ton 40s, and Tom is, and here we go again. Again, 2 triples and the third one just out. I mean, that's amazing.
Now, some people don't see these sort of darts over the course of a season, let alone a couple of legs. And that seems to have got to him a little bit.
Well, certainly an unfortunate answer for back-to-back 140s, and Gio's going to have a look at a 161 out, and he's just going to go and set himself up. And that third dart is just outside into the 3, but still, a 118 is very doable, and he's going to have plenty of darts at it.
Unless Tom can hit something really big. And he's straying a little.
Just a 45, so Gio's going to get at least 6 darts at this. Double 20. Just outside the wire. He had a look at it. But he's sitting on a 40 and Tom's sitting on 268. Tom needs a ton 40 just to put the pressure on.
It looks like he's going to have a good go at it. And he
did, and he hit it. Unbelievable. So now he's sitting on a 128. And Gio may be feeling it. Double 16.
Unlucky.
Oh, Tom's got a shot at a 128 out. It's a long one, but you got 3 darts in your hand. He's got the skill. 68. And back at it. I can't tell if it's in. It doesn't look like it. It looks like he's only got 80. And he did. He went down to the 16 to set himself up.
That is
32.
So unlucky.
And there's Gio making the final dart. But again, I wouldn't have given you a plug nickel for that game 3 shots into it, and yet when it came right down to it, Tom was 1 triple 20 away from being able to possibly steal that leg.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very quietly, he hung in there, and at the end of it, was sitting on a 32.
Yeah, for all Gio's flash and all his bluster, this guy isn't moving. This guy's not folding, and this guy's throwing.
He's certainly not going away, there's no doubt. And Gio opened up that game with only a 59, which is, quite frankly, sub-Gio-like. Just not a very good opening for him. And then I follow it with a 60 again, very uncharacteristic.
Well, so far in the league, they're tied joint top. They've had 3 games, 3 wins. So they've both played Tom McLean. Tom played Glenn and Rick Madden and got 2 wins there, and they were big tests.
And Gio's beaten Tracy, and I believe that was one of our matches. And he's also beaten Tommy Hepburn. So, they've got a little bit of a different track to the rest of the season. So however this match plays out, they've still got their work cut out for them later on.
I'd argue Tom's had the tougher opposition thus far, playing Glenn and getting the win over Rick. But last season, Gio didn't lose a game, so.
Well, if you go by the statistics and the standings, yes, Tom has had a tougher first half of the schedule. But that doesn't mean that he can just lay back and relax. I mean, he still has to play Tommy Hepburn. He still has to play Tracy. And neither one of those are going to be pushovers, so we can't.
And he's got to catch up this leg.
Yeah, and he's got to catch up with Gio in this leg, and Gio threw a 30 to make it simple for him. And Tom hits a ton, he's right back in it.
Yeah, I mean, the importance of the games I've mentioned, and these are beautiful darts here, is that coming from the championship, I know he won in absolute style, but coming from the championship, people did wonder how he'd do against the big boys.
Well, I think he's all but answered that question, and he's doing just fine.
Absolutely. I don't think there's any question marks. He's the real deal.
That was a beautiful third dart by Gio. He moved way to the left side of the line to get in there, and he did. He got that third dart on the triple 20. I don't know how, because that thing was pretty blocked. And Tom had a 135 left. He threw his first dart with the 20. I question what that shot was all about. I would have expected him to go either to the 18 or the bullseye. And Gio's got 70. And he had a look at it, and just a little bit low on that third dart. He's missed a couple of double 20s tonight that are very uncharacteristic. Usually he's pretty automatic on those.
And he's missed them on the inside too, which
he has.
Is not what you want.
And Tom had 82 left, and he went for the double bull and hit a single. So 57. I'm not real sure what that third dart was at.
I think that was just frustration, to be honest with you. I think it was back at the 25.
If it was, that was a very baffling shot. Not that it matters. Gio hit it. Now he's up 2 legs.
For the first
6-4. It's exactly right. This is the first time.
Well, they've had a little break, and the score, as before, 6-4. And we're carrying on. We're going straight through. That was a great catch on his last start.
Yeah, Tom started this leg out with a couple of 5s, and like we talked about earlier, he knows how to recover, and he knows how to adjust. And he adjusted that third dart into the triple 20 to save that shot.
And it's an underrated skill. That micro adjustment can save you games.
It doesn't take much. I mean, the difference of an inch on the dartboard is literally fractions of a millimeter leaving your hand.
I'd like to talk about last season, because last season they both went undefeated in different leagues, and Tom demolished his league. He didn't lose more than 2 legs for any game, and he ended up with a plus-minus leg differential of plus 40, which is a new record.
That is an unbelievable stat to have that many wins, and again to to emphasize, the one point, he was playing in the second tier league. He was playing in the championship league. And, you can't help but to wonder if there's not an asterisk next to that because, as we've seen, he so obviously is good enough to play with the Premier League. Gio last season in the Premier League had a plus-minus differential of 31, which is, to me, I think even more impressive given the caliber of shooters he played against last season in the Premier League versus the shooters that Tom played against in the Championship League.
Oh, it's got to be brought into question, absolutely, but it was a very strong championship as well.
Well, make no mistake about that. It was a good division and a good league.
And they're playing so well while we're jabbering on. There was back-to-back tons.
And a 137 right there. I'm sorry, a 126.
Yeah, and
136.
Gio's miss at the triple 18 there's cost him because obviously he doesn't have a shot at the out. All he can do is set up and hope.
If only he knew how to hit a ton. There it is. Now he's got 83 left and Tom's on 75. That'll put a little bit of pressure on Tom. He's throwing at the triple 17. Should leave him double 12. He went right at it. He's got a good marker on it. And there it is. What a beautiful out. 75 the easy way.
I tell you what, that first game, Tom looked a lot better than he did in the previous leg, so...
We're waiting for the score to update. It's taken its time, and there it is now. Gio's still up 6 legs to 5, and he's got the throw, so he's got control of the match.
The system's struggling with as many tons that are being hit. It can't handle all the zeros.
Is this one of them fancy Pentium processors with the mathematics glitch in it?
Exactly. And there's that wonderful marker adjustment again. Saves the thumb. So many times you see someone throw a 1 and follow it with a second 1.
Or they over adjust and follow it with a 5.
True.
I see that more often than anything. I do that more often than anything. You put one in the 5 or you put one in the 1 and you make that adjustment and then you put the next one in the 5. And then you get frustrated. Usually your third dart winds up going into the fat 20 or back into the 1.
Oh, it's a bounce out of the triple on a leg that he could really do a break in Gio here.
He's certainly not going to be happy about having that dart bounce out. And the third one didn't do him any favors going into the triple 5. Let's see if Gio can make him pay for that mistake.
It's a good start to it.
81 it looks like. That second one was just outside. That's probably not going to be, from what we've seen, enough to faze Tom.
I do love the Gio disappointment stoop. It's something you don't see too often though.
And another bounce out. That's 2 in a row. That's very unlucky for Tom.
Sharpen your darts, Tom. Sharpen your darts.
It's still an 80 for what it's worth.
I blame the darters for smashing up that triple. There's nowhere for it to stick anymore. There's no material left.
We take all the wires out of the board. We'll decrease the bounce outs by 100%, but increase the fights by 200.
Yeah, and Tom seems to have clicked. Since the little break, he's firing.
And he had a shot at a 180. He looked at it and hit a 555 with his third dart. It's nothing wrong with a 135.
That's one of the first ones I can remember Tom having.
I think it is. And Gio answered with an 85. Tom's not going to get a look at an out with this shot. 165 is a bogey. But he can certainly set himself up beautifully. And
he's in the hot seat.
Absolutely.
Especially with that dart.
And there's the second one. Now he's got 45 left. I look for the 13. And he does too. Leaves himself 32. What a beautiful shot. What a beautiful setup.
What a beautiful leg from Tom so far, even with those bounce outs.
No doubt, no doubt.
And this is a hell of an answer by the look of it.
All Gio can do is set himself up and hope he gets a shot at it. And he's given himself a fair dart.
Oh
no. That must have been a 1.
That looked a lot better than that. Scorekeeper error or just bad angles?
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Tom hit the out, but probably just bad angles. I think that first dart, I thought it was a triple 20 just like you did, but it must have been a triple 1 or maybe even a single 1.
The second dart looked like a triple 19 to me, to be honest here.
Well, the second one was. I think his score was scored as a 61 or 63.
And that's a great start. He's broke him, and now he's going to start with what's probably a ton? No, a ton 40. I didn't think he could fit that in, but he did.
He wished it right over the top and got a ton 40. Now it's going to be interesting to see what Gio can do with it. Gio's had control of the match for the last 2 games, and he's let it slip away. And Tom has come back and tied it. And started with a 140. Gio answered with an 85, or I'm sorry, with a 95. So I mean, he's not scared off by the 140. And Tom follows the 140 with looks like just a 60, and that's exactly right. So Gio's in a position now if he can hit a couple of triples to really put himself back in the conversation.
That break seems to have rejuvenated Tom a bit. He looks refreshed.
And maybe taking the winds out of Gio's sails a little bit as well.
You know, at this stand of the game, they normally pre-arrange when they have the break, so I don't think it was anything untoward.
I believe, if I recall correctly, they broke after the 8th game. I can't swear to that part.
Yeah, I think it was 4-4. No, it wasn't 4-4.
Nah, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
They broke.
They broke and they agreed.
6-4 Gio, I think it was. Because Tom's went on the bounce. And if he keeps this up, it might be 3.
Yeah, nice third dart. He had a fat 20 that was pretty loose up there. He went down to 19 and covered it with a triple. And he's going to have a good look at him out. And Gio is to call it struggling is an understatement. He's definitely off his mark this game. And if he's not careful, Tom's going to win this leg and have the thrill for the match, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, it's a race to 9, so...
Oh, was it 9? My bad. I was thinking it was a race to 8.
No, not in the Premier League. This is a higher level of darts.
So they add one more game. Okay, that makes perfect sense.
And yeah, Tom's gonna... He's got time.
My point's still valid. Tom's going to have a good look at an 84 out, and Gio's not even in shouting distance of the double yet. He went for the triple 14. I don't understand that at all. Got himself 70 left. Now he hits the triple 14. He's got 56 on the board.
It's almost like he didn't want to hit that. He's having to do some emergency maths.
And he threw it to 10. I'm going to step back and just go, huh? I think it's an understatement to say that he miscounted. I believe he had 28 left after his second dart. And I was right. He threw it to double 10. And unfortunately, he had double 14 left. And in all the confusion, Gio only can muster a 41. So Tom's going to get a good clean look at this 18. Even Gio not having an out to throw at.
Throw it or fix it is... I'm a fix-it man at that point, I think.
Well, it's fixed. He threw a 9, threw a 1, and then double 4 to fix it.
So that's 3 legs in a row.
It is, and you can see the frustration. Gio's definitely not happy, and he's going to have to refocus and really tighten it up.
Well, right now, Tom's looking the better shot, and earlier in the game, Gio was looking the better shot, so a bit of back-to-back here.
Well, statistically, I think Gio has the edge with the tons and ton 40s, but, you know, the tons and ton 40s don't mark the score sheet nearly as nicely as the doubles. And obviously, being up 7-6, Tom has the edge with the doubles. So Gio's going to have to do something to change that.
And he's trying.
And he's given another ton.
Going to run out of ink in his pen.
And the scorekeeper's had to go get chalk refill 3 times already. I can assure you he's happy about all the tons. It makes the math easy.
I think he saved that throw there.
I don't know. It was only a 26.
And Gio's pouncing on that.
As well he should. With a ton. Another back-to-back ton performance from Gio.
And Tom's still smiling. I love it.
Still smiling, still chewing his gum, and just casually chucks a couple of trip 20s. And another bounce out. He's really got to look at the points of his darts and wonder what's wrong with him.
Well, from what I've seen so far, there's not a lot wrong with them, to be honest with you.
I'll take 3 or 4 bounce outs a match in exchange for all the tons and 1040s he's hitting, and a 7-6 lead over Gio.
Yeah, we're watching 2 masters here, 2 masters of their craft, and
oh, here, I'll have another triple 20. What the heck? He's so casual about it. I love watching Tom throw.
And Gio too. Gio's a phenomenal dart player. I wanted to say dartist, but
Dartist. Well, that was definitely not a phenomenal shot from Gio, and he knows it. He doesn't need us to tell him that. The 11 is just not going to get it done. And he's still got a point lead, though, interestingly enough.
Yeah, he left the door open, but Tom's not walked through it.
No, not with a 45. Gio can count his lucky stars that 11 didn't punish him more than it did. Dropped a third dart into the bullseye to set himself up on an even 120. So he'll be throwing lots of 20s on his next shot.
Yeah, going for the old Shanghai.
Shanghai, triple, single, double. And Tom gets a 55, so he'll have a shot at a 150 if Gio misses.
With a long out, odds are neither of them. Ooh,
You were saying, double 20's a game. And just a bit low. Unbelievable.
just inside again.
Just inside again. He's been all over that double 20, but he just can't seem to get it when he needs it. Now Tom's going to look at a 150. And he's going to hit a fat 20 with the first dart. So yeah, definitely not going to get a dart at a double, and he's going to give Gio a shot at that 20. But he put a ton on the board. I'm sorry, a ton 40.
I'm not sure he wanted that last triple.
I'm not sure why he threw it that last triple, but he did. And Gio, wow, he just missed that double 5. The first dart, the double 10, was terribly inside. Not very normal for
And
Gio.
that triple might be punishing him now.
Double 1. Oh, just low. He busted it.
It's unlucky, but yeah, that triple 20 could cost him.
And there it is, Gio hit the 1 and the double 2. Yeah, you've got to wonder when you've got 70 left with one dart to throw back at the triple 20 instead of the triple 18 or even the triple 10. You got to wonder if he realized what he had left, or if he just, there are some darters who just, double 5, double 12, double 9, double 6, don't care. It's a double, and if he's got the confidence and the skill, and we know he's got the skill, so maybe he's just got the confidence and said, you know what, I'm on the 20, I hit the triple 20, let me hit another one and leave myself a 10.
Well, I've been informed the doubles are all the same size. Now, I've not measured them, but I'm sure the double one's a lot smaller.
No, I've measured them before, and the double 1 is in fact three full inches bigger than the double 20. And I still can't hit it.
So the back level, this is being back to back to back.
This is definitely, Gio had a 2-leg lead, gave it away, gave another game away, and then he's leveled it back up again.
Now, I've sat in this position a lot this season, and that's a beautiful 240. This leg is the most important leg of the game. Whoever takes this gets the chance to win and needs to make sure that they stay focused, and that's great darts as well.
Well, there's no doubt that this is definitely a high pressure game for both players, because you win this leg, and 1, you guarantee yourself at least a point, and 2, it puts you in a position of being able to play the last game for the match. And there are a lot of players that relish that opportunity. Wow, Gio had another look at a ton 80 and couldn't quite get it.
The scoring's been phenomenal. But yeah, the trap you need to make sure you don't fall into is to get this penultimate leg and relax. Do not relax. I've done that myself.
Absolutely. You get to the edge of the cliff and then just can't push yourself beyond it.
But right now it's
oh wow,
I was about to say it's anyone's leg, but I'm not sure now.
That 41 didn't do Gio any favors. But Tom's not sitting on it out either. The only thing he can do is go up there, put a big score on the board, and set himself up. The triple 1 is not what he had in mind. There you go. See, minor adjustments. Back to the triple 20 he goes. 83. Still leave him a decent.
Yeah, it's turned out to be not too bad, but here comes Gio. Oh, here comes Gio indeed.
And he went to the 15 to set himself up for the third dart. Forewent.
Forewent sounds good. We're going to go with that one. We're going to go for 1.
He did not throw at the ton 80 for the glory. He threw at the triple 15, the smart dart, to set himself up on that. And now, with 51 left, he busts.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable. He's going 19 double 16.
He's too good.
He's
too good. That's his problem.
That was the smart shot, but the risk of that shot is exactly that. And Tom hits the double top with his very first dart. And now, as you said, Tom's got the leg. He's got at least 1 point now, and Gio's throwing just to save the match and salvage a tie. And the way they've been breaking each other, this is no easy task for Gio.
Well, there's a little technical glitch going on, but don't worry.
Glitch resolved. Gio
Yes.
had an 85, if I recall.
Now Tom needs to make sure he stays focused and doesn't relax too much, and Gio needs to throw like a bat out of hell.
Well, that's pretty much exactly right. Gio had a 95 on his first shot, and Tom answered him with a 121. And Gio needs to keep the pressure up because Tom doesn't appear to be letting up at all. And he hit an 85, not bad, but Tom will trade tons for 85s all day long if you ask him, and there's another triple 20.
These two are phenomenal. I've said it 3 or 4 times, but they really and truly are.
And it looks like he's answered with a ton of his own. It was. So Gio again is going to have to put a big score on the board just to keep the pressure up, and there's a triple. Just about side. And down to the 19, he's got an 80.
Gio doesn't look...
Who's going to blink? Who's going to blink first?
He doesn't look panicked, does he?
No, he doesn't. Not by his scores, that's for sure.
Looks like Tom might be blinking.
41. That may be it. That may be all it takes for Gio to take this game. If he can punish Tom, hit a big score, and he does, a 100. That 41 may be the difference between Tom winning this leg and Gio winning this leg and salvaging a tie.
Talk about hitting that triple when you need it. But here comes an answer by the look of it.
And we got the triple 20, and then he goes out wide into the 5, and then wide to the 1. He over-adjusted, like I talked about earlier, and did not leave himself an out, and Gio's got a good look. He went to the bull for a cover, just missed it, but he's still going to be sitting pretty with a 53. Tom's not even got a shot in and out yet.
Did he take his foot off the gas here?
It's hard to say. It didn't look like it at the very beginning. You looked at his first couple of shots were very impressive. The ton 21 to open the leg. Tops for the man. Just outside the wire, but
He's given Tom an outside chance here.
he's given Tom a shot at a 130, and you can't rest on that. Hit the single, go back at it.
There's the triple for ball.
Just above the wire. He's got 90 left, so I would expect an 18. And he went at it. He's going to have 72 left. Gio's got 3 darts at a double 20.
I can't see him missing that.
It's not been his friend tonight, but let's see. First dart, there it is. What a match.
Well, I've just seen, and you've just witnessed one of the best game of darts that hasn't been on a final stage or on primetime TV. That was top quality darts.
It was an unbelievable match. It was quite arguably probably the best match we have seen in the history of the Myrtle Beach Premier League, and probably one of the best matches you'll see anywhere. Those guys were 2 heavyweight prize fighters going toe-to-toe, trading punches for 12 rounds. And at the end of it, it almost seems poetic, it almost seems appropriate that they ended in an 8-8 draw. But I'm going to be honest, I'm a little disappointed to be fair. It's really such an anticlimactic finish. You wanted to see a winner, whether it be Tom or whether it be Gio. At the end of the night, we've really not decided anything. Who's the best shooter? We don't know because, well, they tied. Does this open the door for another Premier League shooter to come in with another win and possibly steal this league from both of them?
Well, odds are they're both going to continue their season. Odds are, going on history and standards, they're going to both finish out the season with wins. And odds are one of them is going to win the league based on the leg difference. unless they tie on leg difference, in which case they would have to have another game to decide who won. I would watch that.
I think that would be fantastic.
Let's talk about the standards, because, I mean, how many tons did they hit?
Well, Gio, 21 tons and 9 ton 40s. Just an incredible number of big scores. And Tom wasn't far behind. Statistically, Gio took the edge, but Tom had 16 tons and 4 ton 40s.
What's quite interesting was let's talk about the break. The break was the biggest point of the game. They took a break. Gio had just won 2 in a row to go from 4-4 to 6-4. He was on fire, absolutely on fire, and it looked like it was heading his way. They came back from the break, and I think Tom hit his 4-1-40s straight after the break. He rattled off 3 wins in a row, and he looked like a different player.
Well, there's no doubt that Tom definitely benefited from the break. I don't know if he went and got another drink, went outside. Maybe his wife gave him one of her famous pep talks. But whatever it was, after that break, he came back a new man, a much better shooter, and proceeded to rattle off 3 wins in a row. Gio came back from that break a little bit flat. His darts just didn't. It took him a couple of games to get going again, I think.
Yeah, a big takeout for me was the way that Tom, I found he had more loose darts, yet he always managed to fix it. So Gio were hitting classically better darts, bigger scores, but he couldn't shake him. Even with Tom's loose darts, he could not shake him. That man is a hell of a player.
Well, we don't have stats for how many 85s, 81s, 95s, and we certainly don't count the bounce outs. But I remember those bounce outs that Tom had still were shots of 80. I think one was even a ton 20. Just in impressive darts and impressive skill put on by both players.
And we've got to talk about Gio's 13 dart leg. That was world final standard. That was incredible, and it should have been 12. He missed it by the narrowest of margins.
Absolutely. That was a beautiful leg and arguably one of the best games of darts I've ever seen by a local shooter. That was a great game, and I really wish it had been 12 because it was such a good game.
I should point out here there has been one darter who's hit a 13 dart leg in the Myrtle Beach Premier League, and that's our good friend Rick Madden. So if Gio could have taken that double 18, he would have set a new record. But as it is, he'll have to share it with the original ton machine, although I think Gio might be taking that crown.
I can't wait to see what happens in a couple of weeks. I know that Rick and Gio are destined to meet. That match is going to be a match, I think, that could very well be on par with this one. Rick gets his game together and gets his doubles together. That could be as epic in a match as this one was.
I think so too. That's on our schedule to bring to you, so we'll bring you that one soon. Now, if we keep talking, we're going to run out of superlatives.
If we keep talking, we're going to run out of hard drive space.
I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did. That is as good as you're going to see.
Absolutely a fantastic match. We look forward to bringing you another good one very soon.
Till next time.
Take care, Richard.
Hey, yeah.